Hey guys, Johnny here from Johnny Cooks. Back with another episode, number 2. We getting that start, we getting that rolling, we're gonna get moving, all right? So tonight I'm still doing a HelloFresh meal. I'm gonna do a one pot spicy vegan curry stir fry. I get that it's vegan, it's fine, it tastes great. My wife and I have had it before. This thing is delicious and it will be good. And again, because it's the vegan style, it's gonna be low calorie. You can add custom options to add on shrimp or some chicken strips, but we wanted to keep it low calorie. Those add more calories to it, so try and lose a little bit more of that weight. Got to keep it low calorie sometimes. So let's get cracking and let's open this bag. So we got our nice bell pepper here, cilantro, our mushrooms. Sometimes they do send these pre-sliced. I've never seen an option where you can choose pre-sliced or not. It's just sometimes they send it, sometimes they don't. So there may be other food service menus out there that do it. Actually, that's a treat for next week. We do have a new meal plan that we're trying called Every Plate. So we'll be trying one of their meals next week. So stay tuned for that. Pull out our noodles. We got some coconut milk here. Put that over there. Got our lime. We got some peanuts and some curry. And when we got our Thai chili sauce and some broth concentrate, some pho broth concentrate, which is going to be, I think, really good with this. It's going to make it, give it that extra flavor. And then we got some garlic down in here. We got the garlic that we'll be pulling out, putting it on our chopping board because eventually we'll use it. And now our bag is empty. And again, this bag was a little bit crunched up, so we'll get it all flattened out. And we'll start using it for our trash bag again, just like last time. So now we're going to get to opening this and get to slicing and dicing and figuring out exactly what we need to do. In this, we got to, of course, prep all of our stuff like it says. And while we're doing that, though, we're going to bring our pot of water to boil. And that way, once we're done, we can immediately throw in those noodles and get them rinsing, or get them cooking, sorry. Get them cooking so that they're going. And we can, because these type of noodles, the Asian style noodles don't take long. They take 2-3 minutes tops to get in there and cook. And then you got to pull them out and you got to rinse them in a strainer with cold water. So I've done a lot of these types of meals. So definitely we got to get that done. So let's get opening this up. Actually, let's get that water going. Sorry, let's get the water going. All right, back here with our pot of water. We're just going to get that going on the boiler. I got a quick boil setting for one of my burners, just a really big burner that gets it going quick. So we'll put some salt in there because it wants salted water. Get us some fresh cracked Utah earth salt. Like I said, that's my opinion. It's the best salt out there. I've done Himalayan salt. I've done, your regular coarse salt that you get from the store, other things. It just doesn't compare to the taste of this. So definitely try and pick some up if you can. We'll get to slicing these mushrooms first. But of course, always with mushrooms, you want to make sure you clean them off too. They can tend to have a little bit of dirt on them. See if I can find one here. Yeah, as you can see here, we got a little bit of dirt on this. So that's why you want to just go ahead and rinse them off with some water, get them cleaned up first, and then dry them off and make sure that they're cleaned up. And then you can go ahead and start slicing them real thin and easy. Makes for really good that way. Makes it clean. Nobody wants to eat some dirt unless you're a 2-year-old and you're out playing. We all did that when we were kids. So let's get these rinsed and let's get these going. All right, we're back. We rinsed our mushrooms. As you can see, again on the container, you can see the dirt and everything in there. We want to make sure we clean that out real good, or clean the mushrooms off real good, as you can see that is. And then we'll just go ahead and throw it in our trash bag here that we kept. And then now, as you can see, the mushrooms are a lot cleaner. They're a lot better looking than they were before. So now we can get to chopping them nice and thin. So let's go ahead and get those sliced up. And as I said last time, guys, you know, you always want to cut with your fingers pulled away, so when you slice on the blade, your knuckles are rubbing, but that's the only thing that's rubbing on that blade. So that way you're out here like this, you can accidentally cut a hand or something. I've done it many times until I learned to do that technique, and then I stopped cutting myself. So you definitely want to keep it out and keep it going like this. Just nice, thin slices. Keeping your knuckles out there and your fingertips away so you're not slicing that fingertip off. I'll go ahead and get these all sliced up with a little montage you guys might see like I did in the last video. All right, now we got all those chopped up. I'm going to throw our towel away that we used, and we're going to get our bell pepper here. We're going to have it, core it, and thinly slice it as well. So let's pull you in for a closer look at how we core and everything a bell pepper, so that way you guys can see it. We got that zoomed in footage for you. So I'm just going to kind of slide some of my mushroom pieces over here, gently up on here, not to rake my finger across that blade and cut myself. So now we're going to go ahead and core and de-seed this bell pepper just like they tell us to do. So for me, what I like to do is start up here, a nice sharp blade, just going down because we're having this right in half. Now we've got it there where it's just got the stem. So now you can kind of pull it apart and it'll come off usually pretty easy. And then you can take your knife and again, really gently, don't push hard to go all the way through so that you're cutting your fingers off or slicing your hand. So get that pulled out. Now we got the seeds all out there. Most of it's out, so it's just a little bit pulling off the white inside. I don't know quite what it's called. I probably should, but I don't. I like to just kind of smack it on my hand to get the rest of the seeds out. And as we can see in there, there's no more seeds, so that one's good. Let's clean up this one here. And then we get that there. Like I said, it's just pretty quick and easy once you got it all out like that. Keep pulling them seeds off. And again, now with this side, we've got it all cleaned up again. So then we want to do thin slices. So my best way that I suggest to do this is to kind of turn it on its side again. Knuckles, your fingers pulled in, and just raking it across, letting the knife do the work. Just slicing it nice and thin, slowly rolling it as you go so that you get more. And then you might have to hold it up here for the piece, the top half of it so that we get through it all. And then we get that sliced. We're going to go ahead and get this other side done as well. As we can see, we got a little bit carried away when we were cutting the stem out. There we go. As again, you saw me there. I had my fingers out like this when I was cutting. Almost a mistake there. So let's pull that back in. Even though I do it from time to time, as much as I talk about it. And then I pull it here. I make sure my fingers are out of the way. That way I can get going right down the center and get it pulled open there. Because that one's a little bit hard to hold on to. So we want to make sure we don't lose it. Now we've got our bell peppers nice and chopped up here. So that's all good. Got our mushrooms done. Then we're just going to quarter the lime. And we're going to peel and mince the garlic. Like I said, I've got a garlic press that does that for me. Easiest way is to put it down, just smash it real quick. That way you can easily get it peeled off like that. Grab my garlic press here. Just slide it right in. One of the best things you can get, a garlic press. Get you nice fresh pressed garlic pulled out there just like that. And then we're done with that. We'll go put that in the sink over there. We'll quarter this lime like it suggests. Again, holding the outsides of the lime so I'm not cutting myself, sticking the blade in between, and then chopping down on it. That way we don't get any cut fingers or anything like that. So now we got that all done. Now we'll get the cilantro pulled in here. This one, I believe, should, yep, got to pull off here. There we go. We'll get that all pulled off there. And then start picking the cilantro leaves off. And it just wants a rough chop on this cilantro as well. So some people don't like it. Some people, I've heard there's like a genetic thing that makes it taste like soap or something for cilantro. I don't know if it's true or not. I know that some people have that issue. So, you know, if you don't like it, switch it out with parsley. That's your best substitute, in my opinion. If you're not a cilantro fan, you can do that easily and get that going for you as well. I don't need a whole lot of cilantro here. It's just for garnish at the end. I know what it's for, so I'm just gonna pick some off here to give it a rough chop. Get about as much as I think we need. Water's already boiling over there. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's going. It's ready to start cooking. So, oh, I accidentally pressed our tray into our garlic. Let's make sure we get our garlic off of there. We'll put that in there. That'll go in there. Like I said, it just wants a rough chop on this. Get it off the blade here. Me, when doing this, like a rough chop on this, again, I like to keep my hand on top of the blade just so my hand's out of the way. And I know, but I still got control of everything. There we go. Now we got it all good, and that's a good rough chop there. So we'll get that there. Next, we're going to need to do is our peanuts here. The peanuts, it just wants us to do a rough chop on them, or you can crush it in their bag is what it says. That's what I tend to like to do. I've got a trusty mallet here that I like to do that with, and just crumble them up here. Although it's got a lot of air in it today, so we might have to do a small tear, let some air out. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. Get some air out of it. Now we can punch them down. There we go. See, it just wants you to break them up because it's going to go in there. I usually do this for just my wife because I can't have any peanuts or anything. The main reason is because I was diagnosed with diverticulitis a couple years ago, and it causes it to flare up and not feel too good. So I just tend to stay away from nuts and seeds and such like that. So that way it doesn't make me feel bad, and I don't have to worry about that the next day. But I want my wife to still enjoy the full experience, and she likes having the peanuts and everything else. So we'll let her keep those. I'm not going to omit it because of that. Same thing if you're cooking for somebody else and there might be something in there that you don't like. My wife doesn't like Parmesan. But I still keep the Parmesan. I put it on for me at the end, and we substitute other cheeses in for her that we need to, because, you know, you always want to please who you're cooking for. So now that we got that all done, I'm going to move you guys back out to the far view, and we can get these noodles going in the water before I boil it all out of the pot. So we'll see you over there. All right, guys, we got you back out with the wide zoom. That way we can get to showing how we get this in here. So now that we've got all the first step done, the prep, we've got everything prepped here. We got all the stuff we need. Now we're going to go on to step 2, which is cooking these noodles. And like I said, it only takes a minute or two to do it, and then they're done. It really doesn't take long at all. So let's get these opened up. Again, it's got a tear slot on it that you can use to just get right in there and break it open. Pull the noodles out. Get our thing in there, and then we're just going to drop it in the water, the boiling water here. And we're going to set ourselves, like I said, I like to do it for 3 minutes just to make sure, because once you put it in, it kind of takes that boil away when you first put those noodles into that pot. So we're going to get that in there, get those going. I'm going to get me my noodle spatula. I know many of you have seen this probably in your mom's kitchen or something like that. It really is good for noodles just to get them in there and stir them up and get them going. If you're like me, I used to sit around, not really sit around. I was quite active, but I'd go in there and cook with my mom from time to time. It's where my passion came from. Is my mom? She's a great cook. I loved hanging out in the kitchen with her and her showing me things. And she would always look at me and say, "Johnny, you're going to learn to cook for yourself so that you don't have to worry about a woman having to cook for you." And by golly, I'm cooking for my woman now. So we see how that played out. So we'll get those boiling. As you can see, it's going. It's rolling pretty good. We'll lower that temperature just a little bit. Now those noodles are rolling. I want to make sure that water doesn't boil up and over though. It's starting to foam up a little bit. Now we got it. It's going down. So we'll be good there. So after the timer goes off for that, I'll come back. We'll strain those noodles and then rinse them with some cold water. And then we'll get moving on with the rest of it. And that's where we start cooking the veggies and then making the sauce and everything else. This meal is a short one. It doesn't take long. It's a 25-minute cook, so it doesn't take long at all. So I'll see you guys in just a minute and a half, but no reason to sit around here and watch me do nothing. That timer's going off, guys. So we're going to go ahead and kill that heat. I'm going to pick it up with my glove, go over here, and strain it. All right, guys, I got those noodles all rinsed off, and it says put a little drizzle of oil in there to help them prevent from sticking while they sit there and cool off while we start the veggies and everything else, and then we'll throw the noodles back in after we get that all done and completed. So we're just going to cut this fire back on at about a medium heat, add some olive oil. That bottle's empty now, so we're going to have to go into our cabinet, grab our other bottle of oil. Here, I can lose the glove, pull that off, and now we're going to get those veggies going. So it wants the bell peppers and the mushrooms in there first. So we're going to get these bell peppers put in, right in there. We're going to grab these mushrooms as much as we can in this first grasp. Tossing our mushrooms in there. And then it wants them to be seasoned with some salt and pepper. So we're just going to do a little bit of salt and pepper. Like I said, salt and pepper, guys, is always going to be, your personal preference. However much you and your partner like, or just you if you're cooking for yourself. And it's always going to be, I know that you see all those cooking shows and, they salt everything. And to me, it's really a personal preference. Everybody's going to have different tastes. It can be too salted. Sometimes it can be not enough salted. So it all depends on kind of what you like. So now we're going to get those going. It wants us to cook these veggies for 5 to 7 minutes. So I'll go ahead and set a 5-minute timer just so I'm aware of the time that we're going to cook these down and just soften them up is what we're doing. We're softening these down, getting these good and cooked. I'll bring you guys in for a closer look while I do this, and then that way you get a look at what we're doing in the pot here. So let's go ahead and move you in and let you see that in action. All right, guys, we got you moved in close looking here at the pot. Just cooking up these mushrooms and the veggies. I had a little bit of an issue with my phone for a minute while I was trying to set up the video. So we got it fixed. We're going. You just want to move these around. Keep them moving when you can. We got about 2 minutes left on this as we sit here and keep stirring and just cooking, softening these veggies up. They're going to be great. Hey guys, we're back. I had some difficulties with my phone. I didn't realize that it was going to cut off if it got too hot and kill the video while I was kind of showing you guys how that cooked inside the pot. That's my fault. I will learn from that and know going forward. So, well, we did get those veggies all cooked up, and then we added the coconut milk in. We got that in there. with the Thai chili sauce and the faux concentrate into the pot. We then tossed it with put our noodles in there, tossed it all together so the noodles are heated through. I want to give you guys a nice look at this, but the pot is, of course, very hot. Get you a nice look at this, guys. Perfectly cooked in there. It's done well. Again, I apologize for not being able to show you guys the cooking process of it all. Sometimes we have technical difficulties, got to roll with them. So here we go. Now it says to go ahead and squeeze in juice from half the lime. So half of the lime juice here. We're just going to get in there real good. Get it a good squeeze. And you can always add more lime juice if you like. You can add it on afterwards because you're going to have 2 slices left after this, so that you can put it on your individual bowl if you like it that way. And then we can go ahead and give that a good stir. Now that we've got that lime juice in there, just get it mixed up. Grab those noodles, start separating them out. Try and get it all mixed around there. Just give it a good toss. Get those mushrooms out of the corner of the pot. Get them mixed in there as well. Make sure all your noodles are coated with your sauce. So this looks really good now. And we want to hit it with some more salt and pepper. Again, you don't have to. You can leave it as it is. I'm not going to do a whole lot. I'm just going to do a little bit. Just enough to add a little bit more flavor in there. Get it mixed in real well, guys. Again, and then we'll get this dished up into these nice bowls that my wife found us. These things are amazing. They're big, very easy to use. We'll get those put on there. That pot candle's cool enough to hold on to. And now we'll just get it separated out into 2 bowls. Just a little bit at a time in each one. Try and even it out. Like I said, this is perfectly portioned for 2 people. If you order the 2-person package, or if you order the 4-person, you can get 4 portions out of it. So everything's portioned that way, so you just got to try and divide it up that way as much as possible. All right. Let's get the rest of these veggies out of here. This first one didn't get a whole lot of veggies in it. So we'll get that tossed in there. More mushrooms. Get that. Got some more mushrooms down here. There we go. Get those in that other bowl. Again, top it with our cilantro. Just a little bit. Don't need a lot. And then I will let my wife top hers with as much peanuts as she wants. And that's it, guys. As you can see, this is what the finished product looks like. It looks amazing. It looks delicious. And I can't wait to try it. And, it's been great seeing you guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We'll get that worked out for next time. Until next time, I'll see you here on Johnny Cooks. Thanks for watching.